All right, Meg, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Bicycle list.
Okay.
Bicycle list? Oh, ist.
Bicyclist.
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 Here we go. 3, 2.
It's that time of year to make your bicycle list. Everyone does them.
Yeah. You gotta rank them. What's number one for you, Siege?
One that has 2 wheels.
Okay, that's good.
Handlebars.
Otherwise, it's something different.
Gotta get a little bell. Important to have those like lights at night. Get a little
You need the
flashing taillight.
crankshaft. Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests, and it's still February, so it is Date Movie Month.
Woo, woo, woo.
And this week we're watching, I guess for the Valentine's Day episode, The Lovebirds. The Lovebirds, exciting and new. Anyone?
I
No?
thought you were gonna do it almost sounded like the Love Shack.
Lovebirds, baby, lovebirds.
The Lovebirds is a little movie starring Issa Rae.
And let's just bring her on right at the top. This week we have my sweetie, Meg.
Hi,
Welcome on,
Meg.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for having me.
The voice of the podcast.
Voice of the podcast,
Yes. I am.
the backbone of Overtalking.
You're welcome, boys.
Keeps the show running.
Yes.
That's right.
And this is coming out 2 days before your birthday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank
Early.
you. Early. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
her
you.
birthday is on Valentine's Day. She loves that.
Yeah, it's my most favorite day of the year.
Big plans this year?
Nope. Just like every other year.
Great.
Just avoid going out to dinner because it's
Yeah.
stupid crowded. Watch some TV, drink a milkshake. That would be
Ooh,
the best.
there you go.
Really
Mine
into
is-
milkshakes right now.
From a particular place?
Any particular place for the milkshake is from?
Yeah.
You know, ideally Portillo's chocolate shake, not the cake shake, just chocolate shake would be really good. Otherwise, I made one last night. That was really, really good.
Yeah,
we
it turned out excellent.
it turned out really good. We found an old box of Thin Mints,
Oh,
and I was like, we gotta use these. So I put some ice cream and some Thin Mints and our little like magic bullet thing, and it was really, really good.
that
It
sounds
really hit
excellent.
the spot.
We couldn't find the chocolate syrup, so we made it work.
Yeah, I was fixating on it all day. I was like, I'm gonna make myself a chocolate shake. I have ice cream, I have the syrup, and then the syrup was gone, and I was crushed. And then I found cookies, and it was okay.
We hit a specific moment in this movie where we're like, okay, we have to make it. And
Yep.
they at one point go to a diner and have shakes. And we're like, okay, pausing, got to do it. It's perfect.
Easy as that. I was like, yep, that's my calling to go make
The
a shake.
universe
I
has
have
spoken.
no other choice other than to stop immediately and go do that, and it was worth it.
Meg and I have I was going to say problem, but it's not really a problem, where if there is a specific food in a TV show happening and we know it's going to happen, we typically are like, okay, we need to get that food before we watch that.
Yeah, it's too tempting to.
Well, yeah, it's too tempting. Like some of the examples are the Friends episode where they eat a cheesecake. Gotta have cheesecake.
Yep.
And we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but Twin Peaks, anytime we watch Twin Peaks, we got to either have coffee or donuts.
A piece of
CJ,
pie.
you,
Talking.
you get that
Yeah.
yet? Did you watch Twin Peaks?
No, I started it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
But the first episode is a movie. It's an hour and a half long.
Aren't they
Yeah.
all really long episodes?
I
Or
did
is it
not
just
know
the
that.
first?
I was hoping
Yeah.
they would be like that cool 42 minutes.
I think it's just the first one. They're usually normal TV length, but
Okay.
I guess they just feel really long because
they're strange.
it's a lot.
Had a
It's
slice
good.
of key lime pie yesterday, and it was very okay.
You know, every time I eat key lime pie, I'm like, okay, yeah, pie, great, it's gonna be great. And then I get that sour hit, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I should expect that, but it's just weird.
To
It
be
feels like
clear,
something's wrong with it. I don't know.
no, I'm a huge fan of key lime pie. It was just this
Okay.
one. The crust was
good.
like paper thin, so it was basically not there. And I was
Just
like,
filling.
well, yeah, that's what makes it a pie. Is you need the graham cracker like you need a thick crust because then you're getting that like texture difference too.
Otherwise, it's just pudding.
Yeah, exactly. It's just very tart pudding. Emily and I, though, are already planning for Thanksgiving coming up. We're doing key lime pie. No pumpkin pie. None of this bullshit.
Oh,
We're going to do a tart key lime pie instead.
I would hate
a
that
bold choice. Yeah.
personally, but good for you guys. Yeah, interesting.
In the past, we've brought pies trying to appease other people, and then either they don't eat it or have the tiniest of slice and then send the rest home with us. It was like, well, if we're the ones that are going to eat this, let's get something that we want.
Yeah.
And they can deal with it.
I think key lime in like autumn and the winter months is just, you're not going to get a good pie because they're not like good fruit for that season. So it's probably at its best in like spring and summer. But
okay. We'll get one in the summer and then just freeze it until
freeze
Thanksgiving.
it. Yeah. No, seriously, that might be your best option. Other than making it yourself and making it to like the right tang that you want it. But
no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It's just they're kind of hit or miss in the winter for sure. More so miss. But good luck with that. And I hope everyone is so happy with your key lime pie at Thanksgiving.
I'll be happy, and that's what matters.
That's all that matters. That's right.
That's what the holiday is all about.
Yeah. But yeah, it's almost Valentine's Day. And I guess when this releases, it'll be like 5 days until our baby's due date. Meg is currently, at time of recording, 8.5 months pregnant.
Yep.
So yeah, it's coming up fast. Don't worry, folks. We'll probably still, I'm not sure I'll be on all the episodes, but we'll still have episodes for you coming out. I will probably be stepping away for a little bit to focus on baby for a while.
You don't want to like zoom in from the hospital? I thought that would be fun.
Definitely not from the hospital. Afterwards, I'm probably going to be a little too tired to be a good host either. But
that might be funny though, because you'll be either super loopy or really angry and cranky, and either one of those are like enjoyable.
Great, yeah. Not for me.
Yeah, we really get an angry Ken. Pretty easy going most of the time.
Ken doesn't get angry. He gets cranky.
Even. Oh.
He gets even, yes.
Yeah.
I
get cranky,
I personally would love at least one like sleep deprived voicemail that you can call into the show.
We can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We can make that happen easily.
Because you're that 1 year where you called in during the Music Box of Horrors where you were awake for 24 hours. That was so fun to listen to.
It got real silly.
Yeah.
It was nice to have something to like look forward to doing, which was those voicemails to like keep me going. But yeah, really sucked in the moment. Really sucked. But yeah, we're planning on banking a couple of episodes, so I might be here for the rest of date, movie month at least. But we'll see. So
we'll figure it out.
We'll stay tuned for that announcement. But anyway, this week we watched the Lovebirds because I'm having a baby with my lovebird. You know, yeah. We're talking about that and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast. I love you.
Police officer! He's a criminal! Move!
I don't think he's a cop.
He's fucking dead!
We know he's dead, but we didn't kill him.
He like to report a murder or whatever.
We didn't murder anybody!
1, 2, 3, go!
No. Jabron!
Okay, the guy's name is Jabron.
Run, Leilani!
And the girl's name's actually Leilani. She's running too now. Kind of slowly, she's wearing heels that look actually amazing.
Sweetie, lovebird. Bleh.
Sweetie is that's what we always say.
I know. I don't like it.
Yeah. Don't know why.
Not in real life,
don't know
just
why
on the podcast.
I know, you never say it in real life ever.
Hi, sweetie.
Nice, sweetie.
When I say sweetie, I'm actually usually talking to Bailey.
That's true. That's why it's weird when you say it to me.
Yeah,
it's not my aim.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by longtime returning guest and my sweetie, Meg. We're talking about the Lovebirds, exciting and new. Neither of you get that.
Still don't know
what are you
that
referencing?
is.
It's the Love Boat theme song.
So a show well before our time.
They rebooted it, I think, at one point. Anyway,
Did you watch that? Were you really into the
No,
Love Boat?
I
They
just
rebooted
it was
it.
like, oh, that used to be on MeTV or whatever.
Yeah, anything
Anyway,
on BTV is not our generation of shows.
I used to watch Leave It to Beaver and the Brady Bunch religiously when I was in like middle school. So that gives you a little peek behind the curtain into how I was brought up.
Really quick story. During one of my improv classes, we had Sharna Halpern substitute our class. She was like the head of the IO theater. And she was bragging about some celebrity that she taught, and nobody in the class had any idea who she was talking about. I was one of the oldest people in the class, if that tells you anything. And it turns out the person she was referencing was a star on Love Boat. It was like, yeah, no one in this room has any idea what you're talking about.
Oh man, that's
Most of these
gotta
people
be
are like 24.
a crushing feeling when you're like, "This is my flex," and then no one
Yeah.
gets it. And you're like, "Oh
We're all just
no,
like, who?
God,
oh no, that sucks."
Yeah.
brutal. Anyway, for those who have not seen the Lovebirds, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you, Meg, to describe what happened in the movie.
Ready, go.
Okay, so main characters Gibran and Leilani break up and then witness a murder on their way to a dinner party. Talk about a bad day, am I right? They run from the scene of the crime because they believe they are going to be blamed for the murder, and decide to
excellent.
take matters into their own hands to solve the crime and clear their names and
5,
maybe find love again? Question mark.
3,
I would say
2,
hilarity ensues, but I
1.
don't think it did. So
Time.
Brutal. Brutal. Well, while hilarity might not have ensued, CJ and I have been. No, I'm just kidding. I just psyched out our listeners. Yeah. So, Meg, you didn't think this movie was very funny? It's got Kumail Nanjiani.
I
He's
know.
a funny guy. And
They-
the other lady who I don't actually know. But
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae. Like they were definitely the funniest parts of the movie. Definitely when they were like riffing off of each other, it was really good. Actually,
that
the
was the whole
funniest
movie.
the funniest scene was the opening scene where they're arguing and you're like, "Oh, it's something really important, but it's whether or not they would be good on The Amazing Race or not." And I thought
Yeah.
that was really the funniest part of the whole movie because that felt like a very real conversation that a couple would have of just like each taking their side
Mhm.
and being so upset that the other person didn't like agree with them. I really liked that part, but yeah,
So
it was
after
fine.
the first 5
After the
minutes, it was
first
all
5 minutes.
downhill.
Brutal.
I was like, oh man, this movie's gonna be really funny. And then it stopped being that funny and was just I was along for the ride, but I didn't think it was as funny as I know that those two comedians actually are in real life. So it was fine. And that's the end of the podcast. Thank you for having me.
All right.
for having me
End
on.
credits.
That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, you can do the credits right here. Go for it.
Okay, great.
I
No.
I got the sense that some of their scenes together maybe were slightly improvised of like some of the stuff
Yeah.
they were saying. I did enjoy those moments that
Yeah.
felt like, oh, I think these actors are just like having fun with each other.
Yeah, it felt as though the movie just had maybe just like some places they wanted to go or some like bullet points that they wanted to hit. Like here's the general plot of what the movie's going to be. And maybe they didn't write actual dialogue and just kind of let them do their thing. And I don't know. I feel like I wanted them to like have more moments like that, but it felt like it just kind of like didn't connect. It missed a little bit. It wasn't quite as funny as I thought that it would get to.
I disagree to a point though. Like I definitely think there was a plot here. I mean, they definitely went to a bunch of different places that must have been planned out. And
No,
there was
I'm not
clearly
saying there wasn't a plot. I'm saying there was a plot. There just wasn't written dialogue for them
Okay.
to have during that. So it was mostly for them just kind of figuring out what to say in those moments, which were pretty good, but yeah.
Just average overall.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't
that I do agree with.
rip-roaringly funny. but-
There were some pretty funny jokes in there that I laughed at. Like there's this one, I don't know, friend of theirs, I maybe a coworker of the girls who Camille's
Keith?
like, yeah, I hate that guy. All his jokes are just recycled Cat Williams jokes.
That
I
was
don't remember
good.
the specific one he said, but they cut to him later on and he's literally telling that exact joke again. Like that's Cat Williams. That was really good. And the milkshake thing too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good.
That was funny. I felt like, yeah, those are little bits of maybe a stand-up routine that it didn't quite make it to, that he just like worked in. I don't know, but those were good.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely liked those moments. I wish that there were more of them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. There were other parts of the movie that stuck out to me that I don't know if it stuck out to you guys, but some of the like cinematography was weird. Like they would be talking and it would like very awkwardly start to zoom in on them and then like cut to another side of them, like much closer. And it was
I
like
did
they were
not
trying to
like
do
that.
something and then they were like, no, that doesn't work. And they like cut it in editing or something. And I don't know. Overall, it was very strange. The movie was directed by Michael Showalter, which I was surprised to see, from The States and Wet Hot
Stella.
American Summer. Or sorry, Stella, yes.
And Wet Hat, you're right.
Who's State? The State.
Yes, also.
Oh, yes.
I believe. Yeah,
That's the show, right?
yeah, they were both a
was
show.
their group. Okay.
The State was a group and a show, and Stella was also a group and a show.
Thank you. Okay. He was in both?
I'm not sure about The State.
Which one was Michael Ian Black in?
He definitely was in Stella.
Okay. I do remember watching Stella. Stella's very funny. But yeah, he didn't write this, though. He just directed it.
He was in The State. Confirmed.
Sweet. Well, yeah, I love him. Like, he's hilarious in Wet Hot American Summer and all of those other things that we just said.
Do you know who else was in The State? Stella.
What?
The members of Stella were in The State.
Oh, okay. Is it
really confusing.
Is it complete overlap? Is it just the same people? So they
It's
just
more-
changed their name of their group? There's more
No,
people.
The State is larger. There's more people in it.
Okay.
But Stella is the part of The State.
Stella's a part of the state. Wow.
Oh boy.
All members of Stella are in The State.
I'm learning a lot about America right now. Huh.
What happened?
I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, this movie was fine. It was because like the plot points were meh. Like it was very generic, like
Yeah.
trying to figure out what happened. And the story was just fine. I don't know. The sex cult orgy thing was
The eyes wide shut
interesting.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt a little shoehorned in of just like, what? Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
I guess that it made sense for like the blackmail plot point, but yeah, it was just like you could just stick to the classic like they're having an affair blackmail thing. This whole like sex cult
Right.
orgy thing is like what?
I think
a little over
like
the top.
every time they introduced a new element, like the frat boys packing the pictures and the dirty cop and the sex cult, you're just like, the fuck is going on? Like I
Yeah.
don't understand what I'm actually watching right now. Where is this going? It just keeps getting weirder.
And I
And-
get why they did it. Like, you know, it's a zany rom-com. Like, there's funny, weird situations that are being put in. But like it's so done over and over again where it really did feel like just another Netflix rom-com movie,
Mhm.
which is what it is, unfortunately. So, but Meg, you picked this movie.
I did.
Yeah, it's your fault.
And I shit on it.
But you hadn't seen it before, right?
I've not seen it before. Obviously, I love the two main comedians. I was like, it's going to be at least watchable, which it was. It was entertaining. It was a good. I didn't hate it. Just found it to be lesser than what I was expecting. But I don't know. Left me asking a lot more questions. Specifically, I wanted to ask CJ about the scene where they actually make it to the dinner party because they need to hack into this guy's phone, right?
Yes.
And they're like, well, the guy who steals the Cat Williams jokes
Keith.
is in IT, so he'll know how to get the passcode for this phone, and so we can get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the story they came up with was really funny, and them trying to get him to offer his assistance to break into this phone instead of just telling him to do it. That was really funny. But does every IT guy just like bring their laptop to dinner parties?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that
totally.
something you
Okay.
do?
Absolutely. Can't go anywhere without it.
You're just like, I can't wait till someone asks me to like hack into this
yes.
phone.
That's why I go to parties. I'm just dying for somebody to ask me.
Right. As soon as someone mentions they can't get into their phone, I can do it. I
I can do
got
it. Give it.
And because I was like, whoa, that's weird that he just had everything like ready to go to do
Yeah.
that. because it was just a dinner party, but whatever. Maybe he was on call and had to have his work laptop with him, or just
Maybe.
carries his laptop, whatever. And then, so I wanted to ask specifically the things he was doing and saying, was that accurate to how you would actually try to get the passcode for a phone? He said rainbow something.
Rainbow
and-
tables.
Rainbow
Those
table.
rainbow tables are actually a thing. That is a real terminology. The one, they were so close to getting it right, they said brute force algorithm, and there's no algorithm involved. Brute force means you're just trying a bunch of passwords
Right.
over and over again. So
Right.
it's a brute force attack. It has nothing to do with an algorithm, but they wanted to throw
Interesting.
that in word society. So they were very close. But as both of the main characters explained like moments before, if you try a bunch of different passcodes, it was going to lock the phone out.
Right.
Yeah. And
So
yet
would
that
that
was still
actually
the,
have
the method
worked?
he tried. Yeah, he was just trying passcodes. He wasn't like
Yeah.
getting past that somehow.
No, he was just trying different passcodes, which they just established previous in the movie that would cause the phone to like lock you out. So
Right.
no, that's not how it works.
So there's
You
no
would
other
get
way
locked
to
out.
like get around the lockout. Maybe he was like bypassing that so that he could try over and over.
Yeah, is that what all like the Matrix looking shit on
Yeah.
his computer was? He
It
was
was like computer
bypassing
terminals.
that.
You got the
Uh,
Matrix thing on your computer?
You
Yeah.
can get around it if you are like the FBI and the NSA.
Maybe he's the FBI. Is he the FBI? They didn't
I
say
don't think
that,
so.
No,
but-
he's just works at IT.
Yeah,
at
he's
Issa's
Issa Rae's
company
colleague.
or whatever.
Yeah.
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 That
That's
work in
it.
advertising, I think they said.
Yeah.
But they would need like a back door, right? And that's what
Yes.
the FBI has access to. Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right.
There's no.
So is he like a hacker on the side? Is he a good dude?
Well,
I
every
don't
IT
know.
guy is. So yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
We're all just, if you know about computers, you're a hacker.
He's clearly using it for evil. So
Yeah. So he's black hat, not white hat.
Correct.
Or is
Look
it red
at- look at
hat?
this.
Red
Well,
Hat's a operating
Linux.
system distribution.
Speaking of hats, CJ, have you ever seen the Adjustment Bureau?
No, I don't believe I have.
This was the movie Meg wanted to watch, and I shot
wanted
it
to
down
watch.
because it's not a romantic movie.
According to IMDb, it has romantic themes in it, and it is about two people in love. So it's a romance movie.
It was the fifth listed genre.
So was this. So romance was the fifth listed genre on this film too. So
Yeah, but love was the second word in the title.
I just Googled the Adjustment Bureau, and the description on IMDb says the relationship
Yeah, that's
between a
what I-
politician
Ew.
and a dancer, and then it says the relationship again in the second sentence.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
it's not about.
the
it's not about
cover
the
is
relationship.
literally a man and a woman running hand in hand together. It's come on. It's definitely
It's
romance
a
movie.
sci-fi movie with hats and doors.
Sci-fi was the last listed thing.
That doesn't make no.
No.
The movie's
it
about
is.
they have like special hats and they can open a door that leads to like anywhere or
Yeah.
something. Like that's the point of the movie, not anyway.
I've seen this movie before, and both of us have seen it, and all we can remember about it is that there's hats and there's doors, and you need a hat to open a door. We don't know why. I remember nothing
All
else
I remember
about, the
about
movie.
it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people wearing like fedoras or those
That's
old
right.
timey like gangster hats.
That's the
Yeah,
hats.
and they
Yeah.
show up and they can like go through secret doors, and you need a hat to get through these secret doors. And I remember nothing else about this
Oh,
movie,
okay.
and we
No,
keep
same.
bringing it up to each other. We're just like, "What's that movie with the hats and the doors?"
The doors, yeah.
It has a
really
7.0 on IMDb. I was going to ask if
Really?
you recommend it, but I guess you
I
don't
mean,
remember enough.
I
you
do.
remember it at least.
Yeah.
CJ,
There's
I remember
hats and doors.
when I told you that we were going to do the Lovebirds. What did you say to me?
I said, "Oh, I've seen that before, and I don't remember anything."
Yeah. So at least remember the hats and the doors for those.
Yeah. It did come out in the pandemic. That was like early pandemic, and so I think also just like my trauma brain doesn't remember a whole lot about that time period anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, they're running around outside. That would never happen in today's day and age.
I can't do
I wish
that.
I wish I could go outside.
They're getting into an Uber without a mask on? That's unrealistic.
What?
I would kill to witness a murder right now. I would kill for anything. That makes sense. But
So I'm
anyway,
realistic.
go watch The Adjustment Bureau.
All
because
right.
It
We'll do
may or
that
may
next.
not be a good movie. I don't know. Matt Damon's in it, so
I see that.
it's got to be
Well,
something.
We'll have to do that one again when it's not David movie.
Yeah, gladly.
Yeah.
There's got to be more than just hats and doors. I'm sure of it, but
I don't think.
couldn't-
I think
couldn't
that's the
tell ya.
entire movie.
I have no
I
idea.
don't even think Matt Damon's really in it. I think it's just a hat.
It's just one giant hat going through a door.
Maybe
this
a couple
is-
hats.
This is based on a Philip K. Dick book.
That's not a real name.
It is, and he's a prolific author. He's written like 1 million books.
See, it was probably a good movie that we just don't remember anything about.
Yeah. Well,
It was
stay tuned
a
for
long
that.
time
but
ago.
I think it might be time for us to dive a little bit more into the Lovebirds.
The Love Shack.
Or Love Shack.
So it's time for. Hey, did you know that? That's right. For new listeners, it's the trivia portion of our show where we pit our guest and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watch. But my sweetie Meg was. Yep, she hates me calling her that, but she was nice enough to write the trivia this time. So me and CJ are you going to go head to head this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of trivia about this movie. So,
Ask where it takes place. Oh, I want. I know that one.
I know that one
okay, I'll add some really good throwaway questions because
too.
this is not anything. All right, number 1, where does
The
this
Adjustment
movie
Bureau.
take place? Oh,
New Orleans.
that's right, Ken. It was New Orleans.
It was
That's
hats.
right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it doesn't take place in hats.
Number 2, what was the password of the phone?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right.
Oh, really? That's funny.
I wanted to say that, but I didn't know if it was gonna come up. But like, if they had done the brute force attack, that would have been like within the first
Pretty
like,
early
I
on,
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Okay, number 3, what was the budget for this film?
Oh, God, I'm terrible at
Ooh.
these.
Is this in
Closest.
millions of dollars?
Yes.
Okay.
30.
I think less than that. I'm gonna go 29.
Ken, you are closest. It was 16 million. For
Okay.
this
Okay.
movie, apparently,
Okay.
according to the brief googling that I did.
Okay.
What is the Letterboxd user rating?
Oh, do people like this?
It's a good question.
It's 2.9.
I think that's too high. I'm not gonna do the rip below thing though. I'm gonna say like 2.3.
CJ is spot on. It was 2.9.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
between that or if it had hit 3.0, just like right in the middle,
Could
perfectly
not-
average.
Could not get up there. Just 2.9. Yeah,
Huh. Okay.
that was good.
All right. So people like this more than I would have thought.
A little bit more.
Well, little.
Um,
that's not stellar.
little.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit. Not Stella. What is the Rotten
the state.
Tomatoes tomato meter score?
Should we say it at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you give us a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
62.
60.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh, guess CJ gets that one. It's 66%.
Okay.
Well, we were
which
both
is
pretty close.
Surprising, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, are we tied with point? Who's got?
We are tied. I'm keeping score.
All
2
right.
to 2.
Tiebreaker. What is the Rotten Tomatoes audience score? 3,
Same time.
2.
Oh, geez.
1.
60.
70.
Felt like you were going to say 70
I
something.
know. I
Yep,
thought you
I
were
know,
gonna
but then I
go
didn't.
more. You just cut it off. I guess CJ's closer. It was 51%.
Oh.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Brutal. Yeah. So again, just totally middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Movie.
you got to say that I'm the winner.
You got
Congratulations to our winner, CJ.
Yes! Yes!
I have my shot.
Even with knowing New Orleans and 1, 2, 3, 4, and could not
Hats.
fill out the
I
W on
know.
that one. I'm sorry.
Bummer. Bummer.
I knew he knew about the hats and he knew about
knew
the,
the hats.
doors.
Yeah.
That was all that I could find about this movie.
That's
Ah.
fair.
Yeah.
Those ratings, that's sort of what I had in mind. Not
hmm
super surprising.
Yeah. Pretty mid.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty
I
mid.
think it's time for us to talk about that. So it's time for ratings.
You've heard us debating, we know you've been waiting, so now it's time to hear our ratings.
Meg, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the Lovebirds for you?
For me, I was really nice and I just gave it a 5. I was going to rate it lower, but I decided to be nice and give it a 5 because I made it through the whole movie. I watched it. I got a milkshake out of it. It was good.
It's getting
The
milkshake points.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
milkshake that I made definitely boosted its score a little bit. I would advise anyone to, if there is a food or drink or something in a movie, to also make that. It makes watching things way more enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
I enjoyed it. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for me.
Fair.
Nice. Siege, what would you rate the Lovebirds for you?
For me, I did find just now my old letterbox rating of this because, like I said, I had rated it, and so my first time watching it, I gave it a 3 out of 5. So which would be like a 6, which I think I'd still say it's maybe I'll like a 6.3 just to give it a little above other 6s. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's, I think, perfectly average. It's not something to write home about, but I was entertained. They were having fun. Yeah, 6.3, just fine.
Fair. Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Kenneth?
Ken.
Yeah, for me, I am right there with y'all. I laughed at a couple points though. I thought it was
too,
funny. And there's the situations they were indeed zany. And so, if you know what you're signing up for, it's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Camille Nanjiani is funny as always, and the other lady who I don't know is very nice as well.
Issa Rae.
We said it like
What
20 times.
what else would I know her from anything else? What else has she been in?
I think she's had like her own shows.
Yeah, I'm
The
not
Issa
sure
Rae show?
you probably have not watched anything that she's been in.
Yeah. Insecure.
Very funny.
That was her big show.
Nope. She was in the Barbie movie.
Oh, you did see that. That's true.
I saw that. She was in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
You didn't see her.
No, I did not see her. I
Yeah.
heard her probably.
She's a producer on that new movie, One of Them Days. That looks pretty funny.
One of them
Oh.
days. I do want to see.
One of them days.
One of them days.
It's just one of them days. Anyway, I thought their chemistry worked in this movie, and yeah. Anyway, 5.5 for me. It's very mid. It's very just fine. This is why I watch horror movies.
Because it's either awful or good. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's never mid. It's either love it or hate it.
All right.
There's plenty of mid horror movies.
Yeah, we have to have
don't
done
poke
some
holes
of
in my
those
theories.
on the
Okay.
show.
I'm just
No,
saying.
I know. I was just saying, like, this isn't really my cup of tea anyway. It's just fine. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah,
It's an easy watch if you just want something to throw on.
Yeah, it was a nice like turn off my brain kind of just along for the ride
Yeah.
kind of movie, which
Yep.
I enjoyed doing because you need to just turn off your brain every once in a while. So I would definitely recommend it for that, of just like, you don't got to think too hard. You're not trying to figure out the plot. You're just watching silly things happen, and that's fine sometimes. And that's what this movie was good for, I think.
Totally.
Plus milkshakes. Go
Yeah,
get a milkshake.
You made a great point about the milkshakes.
Yeah.
It's the only food they give you the extra.
Is 100% true, and I've never thought about it until that moment where I'm like, yeah, why do they do that?
But you're absolutely right. That did feel like it was just pulled from one of his stand-up sets. You ever notice how they,
Doing some Seinfeld.
it's observational humor? I don't know.
You know when you order a milkshake?
You guys ever go to a restaurant and
That's your Jerry Seinfeld.
it's just my every comedian? I don't know. That's for like 90s comedians, but yeah.
Yep.
Kumail Nanjiani is supposedly recording a new stand-up special that will be filmed here in Chicago because it's where he got his start.
My sister is going to that.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. We
I'm
should go.
so jealous of her.
Well, we probably can't get tickets anymore. Also, we probably will
I think
have a
it's
child.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to go to
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that seems pretty awesome, and I can't wait to actually see that when it comes out.
Yeah. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Meg, thank you for joining us.
You're You're welcome. Thanks for watching this movie and talking about the Adjustment Bureau with me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back on next time to talk about the Adjustment Bureau, although I kind of want to watch it sooner than that. Do you have
We'll
any?
record an episode and then use it just later down the line, and
Okay.
CJ can
Thank you.
edit it so that like anything relevant that happens, we'll just like put that in over things that we
We'll
say.
leave spaces for that.
Yeah. Be like,
Did you hear
this
about
is
that awful
recording.
thing that happened recently? And then
Yeah, because that's what this show is. We're constantly talking about the
We're
events of the
very
day.
topical. Yeah, we do current
Yeah.
events. There's a whole news
very political,
portion.
very topical. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what people
So
tune
we'll,
in for.
we'll do that.
hmm Any words of wisdom at the end here, Meg, or anything you want to plug?
Milkshakes. Go drink one.
All right.
Get one now. I don't care what flavor is your favorite. Just go and get one. And if by the end of this episode you do not get one, you're crazy and you are not easily persuaded like I am by just words and visuals. So just
Actually,
go drink that milkshake.
Something we asked Emily, would you watch this movie on a date? And if so, what number
Oh.
date?
Yeah.
I guess I would, but it would be just one that I would make out through.
That's what I was going to say too. Like, this is the perfect Netflix and chill movie. It's literally on
Yeah.
Netflix, and it's like
Yeah.
you don't need to watch it.
Yeah, you don't have
There's
to
no,
pay
you don't
attention.
need to pay attention to it. It's not
Yeah.
like, yeah, you get the gist of it, and then I would probably just make out through it. So,
So what date would that be then, Meg?
I don't know. 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
See?
haven't been on a date in how many years with? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know
We've
what
been
the
on
rules
dates,
are anymore.
But not
You
new
know what I
dates.
mean? Like
Yeah,
a new,
yeah.
a new date.
Yeah, I agree that I think this would make a good date movie because it's very just like whatever. You don't have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think third date sounds right. Something like that. Just
Yeah.
like you've been hanging out a couple times by now and just want an excuse to hang out some more.
And make out. Yeah. That's
And yeah,
perfect.
explore your mouth. With my
Explore
mouth.
each other's mouths. Yeah.
Didn't like that.
That's how I describe making out. Yeah, agreed. All of that. Same. Okay. So stay tuned for the Adjustment Bureau hats and doors.
Can't
And
wait.
thank you again, Meg.
Thanks for having me, you guys. It's fun as always.
What do we got to plug here, Siege?
You can follow the show on all of the things at Overtalking Pod. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Call or text the show at USACAT1591 or go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. And by the time this episode airs, I maybe will have put out more songs. If people want to check those out, they can head over to eddywolfram.bandcamp.com. That's Eddie, EDDY, Wolfram, like the animals, .bandcamp.com.
Nice.
Go check it out.
Go listen.
Insert clip here. Sleepy boy. I'm a sleepy boy. And oh no, they're here.
Ah,
I didn't hear it, but it's the Overtalking Overlords. Yep, there they are. They're our guests. They're the worldly landlords who show up at the end of every episode. Remind me to remind you, if you'd like to show, please go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and rate, review where applicable. Reviews are where people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money on your advertising. So if you'd like to show up, just tell a friend, spread the word. I really appreciate it. Thank you. CJ did not appreciate
overlords,
fastly going through
behave
that.
yourselves.
Yeah, come on. It's almost Valentine's Day. Be sweet. Do y'all have a sweetie? They're shaking their heads no. They look very sad.
Yeah,
Aw,
that sounds about right from what we know about them.
that's tough, bud. That's rough, bud. Okay, they're just sulking away.
Oh, God.
As we always say at the end of every single episode, what's the deal with milkshakes? They always give you extra. What's up with that?
What's the deal?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was me, Meg. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.